we're live again. Lovely people, come forth, come forth. Hi, so we are live. Amazing day, Food Revolution Day 2016. It's my little opportunity to get back up to speed with you guys. Why are we doing this? Who are we going to see? We're going to have loads of fun. We've got a very famous Cheryl here in the house, and there is only one Cheryl. Very gorgeous she is too. We're going to do some cooking. Right, Food Revolution Day started 5 years ago. 5 laptops. This is an expression of the new kind of way of communicating with people and communities. And we're using social media. And it's really important that it's not just my voice, that it's your voice. So this year, we've created a hub. It's like a global food news hub. And I want you to sign up to it. It's jamiesfoodrevolution.org. Sign up. You'll get a little kind of email every week, bite-sized chunks about local, national and global news, but you'll have the opportunity to have your voice and sort of and get behind certain subjects so that we can get governments and businesses to do the right thing, okay? So just let me give you a statistic, which is the sort of the motivation of today. Right now on the planet, there's 41 million kids that are overweight or obese that are under 5 years old, just under 5. And at the same time, under 5-year-olds, there's 159 million kids that are malnourished, stunted, and not growing properly, mentally or physically, in 2016. So a problem, right? So I've never been more depressed about child health. At the same time, I truly believe that technology, and this is why we're doing this on Facebook, right? 10 countries, right? 10 sets of chefs, celebrities all around the world sharing the best and the worst about food, right? So massive thank you to all the countries that have got behind this so far. We had one just earlier in India where we saw a charity that gave its 2 billionth free meal to really poor communities. Amazing stuff happening around the world, and I want you to know about it. So anyway, it's all about food education right now. Let's have a little go, and I'm going to take you to a place. So if you just do a little spin around here. Turn yourself, guys. This is my lovely team here. Chefs, say hello. Hello. This is my team here. They're all very lovely. They're all sending beautiful food out. We're going to go out here. There's some kids doing a lesson, so we're going to check into the kids. We've also got the lovely Cheryl here, and we're going to be cooking some nice stuff. So, kids, what's going on?
Hey, hello, Jamie.
Say hello. Say hello. Look at their faces. Look. Okay, so kids, tell this lovely man here. Tell him where you come from. What school are you from?
Chocolate.
Okay, so what are you cooking?
Curry.
Okay, I'm going to come back to you later, right? And I want you to tell us all about it, okay? So this is what it's about, the future, okay? Over here, lovely person. There is the lovely Cheryl in the building, everybody. Looking lovely. And I hope you're not flirting with Gennaro.
He's flirting with me.
Yeah. Okay, look, Cheryl's here. Thank you so much for being my guest.
No, it's an absolute pleasure.
So, 10 countries, 10 chefs, and it's back to us now. So we're going to do a little bit of cooking.
Let's go.
Gennaro, what's he up to? What are you up to, Gennaro?
Well, I just started boiling some new potato and just put some lovely beans inside here to cook it, to make it really nice.
Gorgeous.
And I believe we're going to do some lovely pesto.
Beautiful.
Or do a lovely...
We are.
Yeah.
We're going to make a lovely healthy meal, and we're going to talk about the food groups. Cheryl's going to be doing a bit of chicken.
Yes,
I'm with you. And we're going to cook a bit of salmon. So really simple cooking. Salmon, chicken, nice cooked vegetables. And we're going to make a little pesto to dress that in, and it's going to be balanced and healthy. So what's the score with you and cooking? Are you a good cook?
Usually I'm online reading your recipes, to be honest.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So it's amazing to actually be here.
And you love your food though, don't you?
I do. Healthy food.
What's your favourite? I mean, how do you sort of look at food? You know.
Now that I'm older, a lot different to when I was younger. To be honest, at first, when I first got into the group, on a more of a shallow surface, I guess, you start to look at yourself. I had to actually educate myself about food groups.
Yeah.
And I was clueless. I had no idea. I didn't even know carbohydrates properly from proteins from different food groups. And it started off like that, more so how I wanted to appear in videos and photo shoots and stuff like that. So
and there's a lot of pressure on young ladies today,
so
isn't
much
there?
pressure, yeah, especially like that 14 years ago. Like, we weren't as educated, you were just starting. I've actually learned a lot from you over the years, honestly.
Thank
so,
you.
I educated
And if you're
myself.
watching, by the way, if there's any questions you'd like to ask me or Cheryl,
Please ask.
just send them in. It's all about you guys, and we want you guys to sign up to the hub,
Yeah.
which is jamiesfoodrevolution.org, and be part of the food news that we can send out to you. So how did you teach yourself? Was it just from reading, or
Reading stuff, learning about food groups, and then actually once I started to eat properly, it was more then about energy levels, how I felt, like not being so lethargic or tired on long days.
Yeah.
So it was like more of a process for me.
So I imagine you were the generation, like, because we got kids here from school.
Yeah.
We got kids here from a school that I was working in 11 years ago when we
incredible.
tried to change the school food system. There was like a big amount of time where kids didn't really learn to cook at home so much because mum and dad were both working, and also they didn't learn to cook at school. Were you taught how to cook
Not
at school?
at all. I
No.
mean, I even took cooking at one point as a subject, but it was so bad what we did. No, I never really, and was never educated properly on food.
Yeah.
And I wish I had been. It's such a huge part of our everyday lives.
Yeah.
It's actually scary when you
Well,
think.
that's the thing, isn't it? Like, at the end of the day, I mean, education is really important, but you're never going to die young through not doing your geography homework, right?
Right.
And if you know how to cook,
Yeah, alphabet.
you know, people say there's an extra sort of 7 to 10 years of life if you know how to cook, you know how to shop, you know how to budget. So we'll start with a simple dish.
Yeah.
What we're going to do, Gennaro, is we get these pans
Yes, let me
nice
just
and
get
hot.
this one hot.
There we go.
My little, you can tell that it's all our nice little world stand over here has fallen down.
Timing.
So we'll pick this back up. What happened, Si?
Let's get this one
The
up.
super glue broke.
We've got our kids cooking their own stuff.
Yeah. So look, what we'll do, Gennaro, if you can get the waters boiling and
Yeah.
the pan's hot,
Yeah,
me and
yeah.
Cheryl are going to go over here. Come with us. You're going to love this, Cheryl.
Hello.
You can see they've got their name tags on here. Guys, tell Cheryl what you're up to. What are you doing right now?
Basically, I'm getting the red wine vinegar, olive oil, and putting it into a jar and just going to shake it for the Greek salad. For dressing.
Greek salad. Amazing. How do you know how to cook this?
We learned it at school. So basically, this time we're learning about ancient Greeks.
Amazing.
And so we made this recipe in the kitchen, and now we're doing it.
So what's really nice
So
is
they
that...
incorporate history.
Yeah, well, this is a lovely teacher,
hi.
Megan.
I'm Cheryl.
And
Lovely to meet you, Megan. That's amazing.
Megan, you weren't there when I came into your school 11 years ago, but can you just tell the live Facebook audience and Cheryl, like, how has the attitude towards food changed in your school, and how can we apply that to every school in the country?
Okay, well, we basically kind of had a dream. We had a space, and we made a garden for the children. So it all started with that, and then we were part of Jamie Oliver's school dinner plan, and then from that led to we built an actual teaching kitchen. So we now have an actual professional chef that works
In the school?
So as well as having a chef that works to cook the food for the children, we also have a teaching chef. So he works alongside the teachers, and we plan with him to plan the lessons, so to cover the learning objectives of the curriculum. So it's
So
just
can we
been
just like talk about that? Because some people might be thinking, well, at school they've got to learn about maths and science, but actually cooking, apart from it being an incredible, the essential life skill, you can teach so many things through cooking, can't you?
Exactly. Yeah, that's what we've really found. We don't use cooking as a discrete subject. We use cooking through everything. Cooking has taught the children so many different skills, and because they've got those cooking skills right from when they're in nursery, we teach them how to use sharp knives. They use exactly the same equipment in year
What age
nursery and year 6.
what age are you teaching your kids how to use sharp knives?
3. Three onwards.
And brother, if you look down now, we've got Ritika about to do some chopping. She's making. Tell us, Ritika, about the dish that you're making now while you're chopping.
So I'm making the Greek salad, and we've learnt it in school, and this is apparently a very nice dish that they made in the ancient Greek times, or they ate a lot.
So what have you got in there, my darling? And why do you think it tastes nice?
The cucumber and the tomato, they give very nice flavour and juiciness to the dish, and the olives, they're very salty as well.
Yeah. Lovely. So show us your knife skills. Come on. Let's see what you're up to on the knives. What are you going to do? Oh, you're not? Okay. Well, I stand corrected. So are you going to dress this then? She's done a little shake me dressing, which is great. With my little kid at home, I have like a salad queen.
Yeah.
So they do like the salad washing, and they do little jam jar dressings. So we do 2 parts olive oil to 1 part vinegar or lemon juice, bit of salt and pepper. Then they shake it.
amazing.
I don't do. They do all now.
It's actually embarrassing. I'm watching like a 9-year-old girl making a Greek salad better than I ever have.
So what are you doing now? It looks like you're doing... Yeah, and what are you going to do with that?
I'm going to put it into the soup, and then after I'm going to put a couple of pinches of salt, so then after we get some of the water out of the cucumber.
Yeah. And then what are you going to do with it?
And after I'm going to wait for it just to soak, and then after I get it out, pour the water out of it, and then after I put it into it.
Nice. With some yogurt, right?
So the history through cooking.
History.
Like she said,
weighing,
ancient,
maths.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Weighing. So maths through like weighing food.
Yeah, but they're not obviously the maths come through everything that we cook. We know that we can get maths and English just from obviously reading recipes, weighing and measuring.
Grams, milliliters,
yeah,
all that stuff.
Exactly.
It's
But
incredible.
then we've also got things like we're teaching fractions through if you have like a pizza and different fractions, and you can differentiate that depending on their year group by doing different types of fractions and a third on a pizza.
So smart.
And yeah, there's so many different learning opportunities.
So guys, there's many countries around the world watching, and I just want to reiterate one thing, because we're going to have loads of fun in a second, but this is why we do what we do. The whole point of the food revolution is it's a day where social media can be used for good, to have a voice of the people, not my voice, not Cheryl's, not Megan's, everyone's, right? And it's about the joy of food, but also the next generation, making sure they're armed with the skills to make better choices more often, right? And this is a global problem. So right now on the planet, 41 million kids under the age of 5 are overweight or obese, right? And 159 million are undernourished and stunted. So, I mean, I think this, when you think under 5 years old, it's a big deal. So a couple of years ago in Britain, it's now law that every child has to learn about food and where it comes from and how it affects their body. And that's great, but Megan, you're very lucky in your school, and it is now law that every school has to provide this education, but not every school finds it as easy, do they? You have to find the money, you have to kind of we have to be creative with the budgets. I mean, there's still a long way to go, isn't there?
There is a long way to go, but us at Charlton Manor are really trying to push that forward, and we're doing that by trying to work together with schools because we're now running courses for other teachers as to how they can actually implement that in school, because we know we're very lucky to have our teaching kitchen, but you don't have to have a teaching kitchen to do cooking. You can do it in your classrooms as long as you've obviously got sort of basic
well, like this salad,
basic
for instance, all you need is a box grater, some bowls. Brilliant.
Yeah. So it's all about just the ideas of the planning behind it and knowing what you can do. And like recently we've...
Absolutely. So, Robert, we're going to come to you, brother, because it would be wrong to miss you out. I want you to tell the lovely Cheryl what you're up to. What's going on in that bowl?
So it's a chicken marinade. It's got lemon juice, garlic, dried oregano, salt and pepper. I'm just going to mix it in.
I'm so impressed, but so embarrassed at the same time that you are cooking. I just watched you slice up that whole chicken breast yourself too. I'm so impressed. I can't even slice an avocado without causing an injury. I might need you to teach me a thing or two.
Well, Robert, we might need you in a minute, because me and Cheryl are going to go and do some cooking. So
Good
back
job.
over here, lovely people. Any questions coming through on social media for me or Cheryl?
Oh,
Love your glasses. Here's a question for both of you from Doreen Johnson. Jamie and Cheryl, what are your favourite meals from a keen cook from Stowaway, Essex? Stowie.
favourite meals. I actually, at the moment, I'm really into a barbecue chicken you do on your website.
Yeah.
I've been making it a lot. It's a lot of preparation.
Yeah, yeah.
Love
Little
that.
spicy flavour, tender
Yes,
meat.
so good. I love spicy food, actually.
Yeah.
Anything spicy, I'm down for.
Mine's a roast dinner.
I love a roast. I should have said
A roast dinner.
You can't
Who
beat a
doesn't like roast dinner? Loads of veggies from the garden, just very inclusive.
What kind of meat do you like on your roast?
Anything, anything. Absolutely anything. Chicken, lamb, beef. Just I think the whole thing of having a day and a meal and leftovers and using leftovers in a nice, intelligent way.
Absolutely.
It's beautiful.
And you do with your family.
Yeah. And we like simple stuff at the weekend. Should we do some cooking?
Yes, please.
So we're going to do some chicken. Chicken breast here.
Okay.
So obviously you've got, with a chicken breast, you have a thick end. Come forward, my friend. You've got a thick end here and then a thin end there. So what we can do is we can help that story by just giving it a little whack.